What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as some interesting patterns forming here on the cryptocurrencies. We're starting to see a lot of very interesting doji candles forming, and I thought in today's video we would go over some educational content in reference to what exactly we're starting to see and the interesting patterns and what they could be potentially leading to. As you guys know, we're starting to see some very interesting movements in a lot of the cryptocurrencies. Specifically Bitcoin, we're seeing a lot more than the others, but for the most part a lot of these coins are having very similar trading styles, and a lot of very similar candle wicks and dojis are forming. You can see that pretty much in all the cryptocurrencies. As we know, specifically we're going to be discussing the major, extended and overdrawn out sideways trading that we've been doing for the past pretty much week and a half. So I think it's very interesting to watch the video to the end. We will be discussing all these cryptocurrencies in no specific order, so definitely make sure to subscribe if you are new, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial to basically get into contact with me, talk about what's going on within the world, and basically share your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, yesterday we made a very interesting video. This was basically discussing what nobody is really telling you about within XRP as well as Bitcoin. And as you guys can clearly see, we have this sideways channel trading. We have the bulls versus the bears, and you can see they basically are going to end in two very obvious directions. Either we're going to break bullish or we're going to be breaking bearish. Specifically, I want to talk about what we could be doing to help prepare ourselves, as well as what we've pretty much figured out and gone over within yesterday's video, comparing it to today. So more specifically, let's just jump into the current coin market cap. I believe I just want to refresh this really quick. For the most part, a lot of the cryptocurrencies are up compared to yesterday, which is interesting. What I want to discuss specifically, as you guys can see, is majority of the cryptos are actually starting to pretty much just trade sideways in between key support and resistance areas all across the board. Most of these cryptocurrencies, it's actually weird to see Unos said Leo is now number 11 with 1 billion market cap. That's pretty crazy. Not really sure what this is, but it's been practically skyrocketing ever since. Very interesting. I guess we could maybe go over that in tomorrow's video. If you guys have any interest, definitely leave a comment down below. But I do want to discuss the very interesting trends that are happening within the market right now. So to jump right into things, you can see for the most part, Bitcoin is pretty much bouncing it up in between what appears to be its resistance, which is capped at around $6,300, and its support, which is currently $5,500, or more specifically, the $5,000 support right here. And I want to show you some very interesting things happening within this crypto. You can see some very interesting candle wicks that are forming right here. So if you guys do some more research, hopefully we'll help you guys understand what exactly is happening. We're seeing a lot of doji stars as well as long-legged dojis, and those all have significant meanings in relevance to what exactly is going on. Now, they are more so used for stocks, because stocks do develop patterns a little bit better than cryptocurrency. They tend to be more focused and less volatile than Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is. So I am just comparing these right now, but you do have to basically figure out how these react in relevance to the rest of the market instead of comparing it to stocks, because we do know that they are both different. But when you do look up a long-legged doji like we're seeing right here, you can basically see what exactly it means. Usually they end up being a reversal call. You can see the downtrend right here. The bears are clearly winning this fight, and then we see the uncertainty right here where the bears and bulls are fighting, and then it usually tends to reverse back to the upside. What's interesting is we're not actually seeing that within Bitcoin, but what we are having, which is very similar to stocks, is the uncertainty. The uncertainty, which theoretically this would end in a reversal to the downside. We're kind of seeing this right now. Mainly we have the swing to the upside, the reversal candle, and then we had a swing to the downside. We had 3 candles going down and 3 candles going up. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and this would be the third, which is now correcting back to the upside. I'd be very shocked if we actually close today's candle above this resistance right here. There's a very high chance that by the end of today, which is in 3 hours, that there's a good chance this is going to consolidate right back down below the $62.50 resistance very quickly. Most likely going to happen. I'd be very shocked if we tend to be breaking up from here. Now, in reference to figuring out whether or not we're going to be breaking bullish, we have to look at the other cryptocurrencies. And within Bitcoin, I like to look at Ethereum and Litecoin. For those of you that are still watching and are interested in looking at XRP, we will discuss XRP very, very, very soon. We could actually start discussing this now. As you guys know, in the current coin market cap, a lot of the cryptos are actually trading very similar to Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are all very similar, and then we can also throw in Litecoin. All these cryptos are trading very similar, and when using Bitcoin, and specifically I like to focus on Bitcoin because we can actually short Bitcoin here on DueDEX, which I highly recommend you guys take advantage to. There is a link in the description to this website, and I believe they are giving away a free $70 in Bitcoin if you sign up. Definitely check it out. There's more information linked in the description, but specifically I like to talk about Bitcoin and reference all these cryptos into my Bitcoin trade, and that's because we do have a lot more possibility with shorting and longing Bitcoin on DueDEX right here. Now, there are other exchanges which will allow you to trade XRP, Litecoin, Ethereum, short them, margin trade them, and that's amazing. And I highly recommend you take advantage of those platforms. And you can actually then reference and use XRP and the other cryptocurrencies to base where exactly that's going to go. But because I use DueDEX, we're going to reference how XRP, Ethereum, as well as Litecoin are trading very similar, and will pretty much give the path and lead the way to what Bitcoin is going to do. Now, we know that Bitcoin's charts look a little bit harder to read than, say, I guess, XRP, and that's great. We can actually use XRP, which is trading almost identical between Litecoin. I'm just flashing in between XRP and Litecoin, and you guys can literally see they're trading almost exactly the same. Check it. Literally exactly the same the past couple of days. So we can actually use these cryptos to pretty much figure out where exactly Bitcoin could be going. We know, which is very interesting, is that every time we see sideways trading, it always tends to end in a big burst of volume. You can see what's great is we're having finally a bullish cross on the MACD, which could be a great indicator that this sideways trading could end in a break and a leap to the upside, ultimately hitting about 22 cents. So there's a pretty good chance that if we break through the 16, and I would honestly play it conservatively and put it at 16.5. We can break through that point, 0.165 on Bitcoin. On XRP, there's a very high chance we're going to explode all the way up to 20 cents, if not somewhere in between 23 cents. So that is pretty much my call. The sideways consolidation tends to break bullish. We're having tends to break with extreme volume, and we have a lot of bullish signals right here, like this cross. Now, notice with sideways consolidation in the past, sometimes we can break bearish, like you see, but it always ends in big volume, as you can see right there. So the sideways trading is only temporary. Obviously, for those of you who have me on Patreon, know this is a waiting game. If you want to trade conservatively, we're not trading in between the 4-hour or the 1-hour movements. We're trading in between the daily and the weekly in relevance to conservative trading. So we have to look at Litecoin and Bitcoin and XRP in relevance to long-term trends, and you can see the same thing is happening. We're starting to have that bullish cross on the MACD for Litecoin. We're starting to slowly regain green bullish volume, which is awesome, as you can see right now. And there's a chance this could flip bullish, and we could expect to see Litecoin shoot up to $51, if not $58 very soon. And obviously we would stay conservative. I would honestly put a cap probably around $42. If Litecoin can break $42, then I would long this all the way up to about 51, and then we would make quite a bit of profit. But you can see the sideways trading always ends in massive volume. Same thing happened here, and let's actually get a gist of how long this was. This was about 10 days of sideways consolidation. And let's see how long we've been sideways trading here. This is also about 10 days. Very interesting. So there does seem to be some sort of time limit on here. And this may be finally the end of the sideways movement. And we may, if not tonight, tomorrow, potentially break bullish and expect to see movements up to 55. Now, obviously, I can't be too certain that we're going to be breaking tomorrow or today, but honestly, there's going to be much less time now that we've been trading for almost over a week, or definitely over a week now, almost 2 weeks, and this is definitely going to end in some way or another, and there's going to be a ton of volume, obviously, jumping into the market, and there's more reasons to believe we're probably going to be breaking bullish up to this high-low middle moving average than we would be breaking bearish. As we know, like, the news is out, and there's a good chance now that everybody is back to normal, they're waiting for the opportunity to buy in. So if we see a break above here, there's a very good chance we'll rally up very quickly and very high. I didn't really cover Ethereum today, but this also ties in great with Litecoin and XRP. Same thing applies here. Even though we have a resistance of 137, I would set it conservatively up to about 145, because if we can break that and miss out on a pump fake and buy in, I would expect to long this all the way up to about $187. And then that does tie in with Bitcoin, of course. If we can break, I would say conservatively anywhere above, I'd honestly say 6,800. There's a good chance we'll be flipping long and longing this with some leverage all the way up to $8,300. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Definitely make sure to check out my links in the description, help support the channel. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.